Hey guys, and welcome back to another Unfiltered Gamer board game or card game review. Today's game up on the tabletop is two games. One is called Splatatat and the other one is called Kill Your Friends. They're both basically the same game with different types of skins. One's going to be kid-friendly, family-friendly, and the other one's going to be more older, teen, I guess. Those high schoolers want to be a little edgy. Both of them play like Uno Attack, where you're simply going to be playing cards down like you would in Uno on other players based on the colors, and then trying to hit 3 on them, in which they're going to try and defend themselves. And they're all going to have their own unique life points. In the Splatatat, they have the little happy faces, and if you nuke them down, they have the little sad faces. And you're basically trying to nuke everybody down. If you can be the last person to survive, as well as there's a couple other little different aspects to the game, you're going to win Splatatat and Kill Your Friends. Now, what's funny is I watch the videos for these, the campaign videos, and every single time I see this game now, I remember this Splatatat. I'm gonna like put it up here just so you can see, how like mind-numbing it gets into your brain and it sticks with you. So there you go. You're welcome. Here's some Splatatat. Okay, now let's go ahead and show you the game or games. So here we have Splatatat and we have Kill Your Friends. Both games very, very similar, but the Kill Your Friends has 4 players and the Splatatat has 6 players. When you're choosing the games, it's going to be based on whether or not you want an adult theme or whether or not you want a family-friendly theme, as well as whether you want a 4-player game or a 6-player game. As you can see with Splatatat, there's going to be colors ranging in your different characters, as well as smiles, which are basically your lives. When you lose a life, you flip it over, and that's going to have a little sad face with little X's on it. And of course, your Splatatat is going to come with your hand of 7 cards. Everybody's going to be dealt with 7 cards. And then there's a deck that is set aside. Make sure you shuffle the deck before you deal out the cards. The same will go with the 4-player game, but of course there's only the 4 different characters: Trevor, Erica, Andre, and Carol. And of course when you flip them over, instead of the smiley faces, they're going to have some bloody remains of your killed characters. If you lose both your characters out of the game, when you select the game, you're going to get a box. You'll get all of the cards included with the life cards, a rule book, and that is pretty much what you're going to be getting with the games. So anyway, that's what you get. Let's go ahead and show you how to play one of the games, and then we'll give you my review. So here we have the game Splatatat and everything included, and I went ahead and set up for 6 players, as you already have previously seen. And as you can see here, we have all the different colors. Everybody has their 7 cards and the deck over here. And the way you win is pretty simple. You can either A, eliminate every player so that their cards look like this, and your cards look like this or like this, meaning you at least have 1 life left. Or if you empty your hand, and finally you can win as well if all the cards in your hand are of your color. So in this case, he has no orange cards, but if all of these cards were orange and he began his turn without playing a card, the orange player would win, provided he was still alive. If you get eliminated, you're going to simply be out of the game. You'll have these 2 cards like this, and these cards will go on the bottom of the deck. And whenever you lose a life, cards will also go on the bottom of the deck as well. To begin the game, you're simply going to play a card, and if you cannot play a card, you have to draw a card. To play a card, you'll have to play in sequential order on other players and or yourself if you have cards on you. So for instance, I have a 1 here, so I can go ahead and play a 1 on blue, but I can't play 3. If 2 is on blue, I could play my 3 then, but I'll just go ahead and play my 1 on that specific character there, thusly ending my turn. The next player will have an opportunity to play, and of course he can play this 2 on blue just like that. He couldn't play the 2s or 3 on orange over here, but he could play these cards as well. This will reverse turn order, and this will make everyone draw 2 cards. It's pretty useful. It feels like Uno in that case, was when you're playing wilds. Blue is going to have an opportunity to go, and luckily blue has a 2 in his hand. If you play the number that corresponds to the number located on one of your characters, you can cancel the cards out, thusly removing them and saving your character's life. That's a pretty useful tactic in order to keep yourself in the game. And continuing, here's another reverse. Here's a Splatatat. This he can play, and if he plays that card, then he's going to make the next player draw 2 cards, and continuing just like that. Let's go ahead and see what else this guy has. He can go ahead and play 1 on red for his blatant attack on him, and then orange is going to have a chance as well. This is a Splatatat, which is your 1 save in the game. If you were to die, you can play this to save a character, you can play this to attack another character, or there's a couple other uses as well. But then again, we're going to go ahead and play a 1 on orange here, and continuing the game. It's pretty simple as to how this works. Now all these 3s here they can't use, so he's going to have to either use a swapsies for cards, or you can play play this Rampage, making everyone draw 2. So he'll go ahead and play Rampage to keep himself from drawing, and force every player in the game to draw an additional 2 cards, thusly keeping them in the game. Because like I said before, if you empty your hand, then you are going to be the winner. And the game is just going to keep going like that. People are going to keep playing on the cards from 1 to 2, then to 3. If a 3 is ever played on a player, so let's go ahead and say that Orange had his 1, this guy now put a 2 on him, and let's say somebody had a 3 on Orange. So let's say that this character here actually had this card, and this card was this player, this card. If this player played a 3 on him, on Orange's next turn, if he doesn't have a 3 of his color, these will get removed, and this character is going to be splatted, and he's going to be out of the game. This is one card that can't come back unless you have that specific saved card in your hand, this little Splatatat card. And that's how basically the game works. Eventually you're going to fall and you will lose your characters unless they lose your hand, and players are going to keep going until eventually there's only one winner in the game, whether by removing their hand from the game or whether by dying or removing yourself or getting removed, and finally by having all cards of your color in your hand before playing a card on your turn, thusly ending the game Splatatat. Alright, let's come up and talk about it, along with of course the Kill Your Friends game. So that is how you play the game Splatatat along with the game Kill Your Friends. They both basically play the same way. There's a couple caveats now. The first one is cards that get discarded from the field are going to be then put on the bottom of the deck. Gray cards will be removed from the game. These are basically take that cards, and the black cards here will actually shuffle the deck when you play them. So you'll put them in the deck and shuffle them. That way it changes how the deck is going to be orientated. Otherwise you're going to have an idea how it is orientated throughout the entire game. There's 3 locations where cards can be put on the bottom of the deck, in your hand, or in front of you, and then your lives are always in front of you as well. The black cards have 3 different things that they can do. They can save, so keeping you from dying. They can attack another player, instantly killing them, and of course they can give you a 1-up, bringing you from sad back to happy, or from dead back to alive, depending on the game you're playing. But those are the basic caveats for the game Splatatat, as well as Kill Your Friends. So what do I think about this game? Well, first of all, it is an aggressive take that Uno style game, and is good for friends and family, as well as simply an older adult style game, a mature themed party game. It is a quick game. It is very simple. It is based on Uno. It also has an attack aspect, and then of course you have your lives. This game is rather simple. It's probably about as complicated as Uno goes. It has probably a few less cards, but it has a few more mechanics involved with it. You're going to have your attack cards, and of course the cards that get shuffled back into the deck, cards that get removed, and then cards that go to the bottom, thus changing the way the game is played and how you're placing your cards on other players' lives, as well as placing cards on yourself to protect yourself, utilizing cards in different ways. The aspect of having 3 different ways to win the game is really cool as well, and I've seen all the ways that you can win used in the game. Not one of them is more likely to happen than another. It's really just based on the number of players and what players get in their hands. There is, of course, randomness involved in the game, what cards you get to begin with, for instance, as opposed to what cards you don't. If you have your 3s, that protects you from getting splatted, and when you have a 1 or a 2 on you at your turn, you're not going to be necessarily in trouble. You don't need to play on yourself. The only time you have to play on yourself is if somebody plays that 3 on you, in which case you have to go ahead and play a 3 to protect yourself. Otherwise, you can just use the cards of your color and number to prevent people from going from 1 to 2, then to 3. You can also play cards in sequential order for as many 1s as they want, as many 2s to 3. So for instance, if I had a 1 on me and then 2 2s on me, another player can play another 2 or simply move it up to 3. But you can't go from 1 to 2 to 1, which is cool, unique, nice little aspect of kind of building the tableau as well, and acknowledging when you're going to need to worry about yourself and when you're not going to need to worry about yourself. Sometimes you'll just have nothing that you can really do on your turn to prevent yourself from taking that damage. That comes with the luck of the game. If you don't mind a luck-based attacking Uno style game, you're going to enjoy this game. It is a family-based game for the Splatatat one, whereas the Kill Your Friends one has some pretty unique and interesting scenarios. Reminds me of Dumb Ways to Die, that little internet cartoon thing, but it's a little more aggressive. There's some seriously demented cards here, whether you're going to be getting chopped by a samurai, or whether you're have a little too much crystal, if you know what I mean. And then, of course, love will tear us apart. So the two guys are kissing, and the girl's very upset that her boyfriend is no longer with her because he, has chosen a different sexual preference. But overall, they're fun little games. Would I recommend this to strategic gamers or gamers that are going to be digging into a thick, streamlined board game? Probably not. This is one of those games that you're going to play in between other games for quickness and ease of play. Good for games for party games. Families are going to play it at birthday parties and whatnot of the Splatatat, and then the Kill Your Friends is going to be used probably for a drinking game at a house party. You can probably include your own rules whenever a character passes on, take a drink, that kind of thing. You can go ahead and use that. I know my friends Zach and them, they would definitely be playing this game like crazy, and they have a lot of great fun with it because they like that type of humor. Personally, for me, I'm not really big on the type of humor for Kill Your Friends, so I probably wouldn't be picking up that game. The Splatatat is going to be a good game that I would use for things like at Easter when I have all the kids over and whatnot. People that are under the age of 20 are going to generally enjoy Splatatat, where people over that age are going to enjoy the Kill Your Friends game, but let alone, I would still go for Splatatat over that just because there's more players and, of course, the theme is a little less daunting when it comes to matureness. Realistically, you'll probably have to decide for yourself whether you think this game is for you. Personally, for me, I wouldn't pick it up for me and my specific friend group. However, I could see myself picking it up and playing it with the young adults and the preteens at house parties and whatnot. It's simple enough to where my grandmother can play, and people under the age of, I would say, probably about 8 can go ahead and join in as well. A solid little attack-style Uno party game. Definitely check out Splatatat and Kill Your Friends if it interests you. Down below, it will be on Kickstarter, I believe, fairly shortly, and let me know what you think in the comments, whether you want me to pick up these games, why or why not, and what you'd like to see in addition if you would. Splatatat! Alright, let's go ahead and have an outro. Alright guys, thanks for watching another Unfiltered Gamer board and card game review. If you like this video, go check out those other videos too on YouTube, like, subscribe, and comment, as well as taking a look at Splatatat, as well as taking a look at Kill Your Friends. Now, I want to make a preference, or I want to let you guys know, a little caveat, that Kill Your Friends has some serious, demented artwork, okay? High def intuition. You have this guy getting smoshed by his laptop and it's pretty bloody. You eat gluten and you're fine. Get fit or die trying, and this guy is running away from this woman who's got a shotgun and he's trying to lose weight. Frenemy, it's a guy stabbing you in the back. Your cat never liked you and he's gouging out your... So there's some serious, if you like that, you're gonna dig it. If you don't like that, if it's not for you, then definitely not something you should jump in on, specifically underage children and whatnot if you're picking this game up for them. Alright guys, as well as checking out unfilteredgamer.com, tons of blog posts, giveaways, Kickstarter lists, and more, and our friends at everythingboardgames.com and the Giveaway Geek. Finally, also check out our live streams every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. PST at Unfiltered Gamer's Facebook page. We give away games live there and play games, and you guys have an opportunity to vote on who's going to win, and you have the opportunity to play along with us in certain games. It's a lot of fun. We have a lot of people joining us, and I really hope that you guys will take the time to follow us on Facebook and join in those live plays, because we're just going to be giving away games and having some fun, and I love the interaction I get with the audience. That's all I got, guys, and as always, I look forward to